Hello folks, and welcome back to Let's Play Mobile Suit Gundam Encounters in Space. Up next in our Ace Pilot mode, the Black Tri-Stars, otherwise known as Larry, Moe, and Curly, the three stooges of outer space.
Universal Sensory 0079, January 13th. Xeon pilots Gaia, Mash, and Ortega, more famously known as the Black Tri-Stars, attempt a second capture of Loon. It was Revil who had defeated them the first time. Now the question is, can the Tri-Stars avenge their earlier loss at Side 5?
I don't know, going up against General Revil, that's just, that's asking for trouble. Anyways, we get to actually replay the capture of General Revil at the Battle of Loam here. So, yeah, it's pretty good. We're going to be outfitted with a Zaku 2 F-Type, and it's going to be the Black Tri-Star Custom, which means it's slightly faster than the average Zaku, but you can see that with any type of custom. It has a little bit more in terms of thrust gauge capability, but its bazooka is generally about the same.
Gaia here. I'm launching.
Not sure about the paint scheme, just the purple, gunmetal, gray, black kind of thing. Yeah, it's alright, just nothing that spectacular. Anyways, this mission is pretty straightforward.
Ortega,
Just
Matt,
blow the
are
shit
you ready?
out of everything
I'm
that
good
appears
to
on the
go.
screen.
Let's show 'em our moves.
Start off
I'll
with
bring 'em down.
Solomons
Let's
that
go.
are appearing. Make sure to avoid their missiles, because even though they're slow as hell, they still hurt a lot. Now, use your spam target here to its fullest degree
You're finished.
to do as much damage to these Solomons as quickly as possible. The special attack is just, well, bazooka as usual, so use that to really bring damage to the ships. You can't really destroy a lot of the turrets for some reason, because I think hitboxes are a little smaller than what the explosive rate for the shell type bazooka round compared. So you're probably not going to get a whole lot of that out of those score. You could probably go in for close combat and try it, but it's up to you. Besides the Solomons, you're going to have to go up against a bunch of FF-S3 Saberfish, and occasionally here I think there's a public unit that's floating around. There's not many. Most of the time it's Saberfish. They take one, maybe 2 rounds from the bazooka and gone. So you don't have to really worry too much. This is during the point of the war where mobile suits are basically annihilating and wrecking shit for everything. Make sure you also shoot the corpses of the fallen ships to get just a little bit more score on down for this.
You're finished. Slow. Let's go.
You can actually melee them. I've done it before. You just be real close. Anyways, halfway through this first portion, we get to fight off South Burning from 0083 in his own Saberfish. I don't think it's a custom, I just believe it's a normal type. So he can take quite a bit of damage. Just try and get him off the screen as quick as you can. I think around 20 to 10% health, he's gonna go, well, fuck off for a while. You can't actually destroy him, but more about South when we actually get to 0083.
Huh? Look, Gaia. There it is. It's Rebel shit.
Alright. After we take out a certain number of ships, we should see Revil's Magellan-class ship come out of nowhere with its 2 Solomons escorts. Now, I would recommend fighting the 2 Solomons escorts first, because once the that General Revil ship actually gets down to about 20% health or so, the next portion of this stage will begin. So definitely take out anything that's escorting him and then go to work on the Magellan class. It has a specific name, and I can't remember. It starts with an A, I think, the name of that ship. Anyways, here's the next part. Revil launches his ass off into a space capsule thing. We gotta catch it.
Escape craft. I'm not gonna let you get away.
Now, there are 2 ways to finish this mission on a positive note here. The first way is to actually land on the escape pod. It is a gigantic pain in the ass. The second way is to actually land 6 shots on the ship itself, which will cause the crew to surrender. I've heard people tell me that you can't lock onto it. It's not true. You just have to be right up its ass in order to lock on. After using the 6 shots, they'll give up, they'll stop moving, and then that's it.
It's clear that the Tri-Stars pulled off a major coup by capturing the enemy leader, General Revil. Celebrated for their exploits in battle, the Black Tri-Stars were famous throughout the Earth's sphere.
Man, Revil looks pissed, but I'd be if I was captured by Larry, Moe, and Curly. Anyways, didn't get that big of a rank for it. You gotta sit there and try and pad your score out a little bit better than I did.
The famous Black Tri-Stars are invited to serve as instructors at a space training session hosted by the Zeon's Training Mobile Battalion. During the week-long course, they teach discipline and combat techniques, as well as increasing the morale of the new soldiers. But on the last day, the group accidentally runs into a real enemy assault unit.
Alright, so unfortunately we kind of get a bit of a downgrade for this mission. It's not like we really need much firepower anyways. We have to pilot a Zaku 1 type Black Tri-Star Custom with a standard bazooka and everything like that. For the most part, the enemy composition is going to be the exact same as before. We're going to go up against a bunch of Salamis class and Magellan class cruisers, along with their complement of space-borne fighter craft. So that could be Public, Saberfish, that type of thing. Either way, it shouldn't be too bad.
It's the Federation Scout Team. Gaia here. I'm launching.
Why? Why do they all have spikes on their freaking helmets? What use does that have?
All right now, boys. You all can handle the
Insignia
enemy
of
fighters.
rank, maybe?
You'll be fine with the Zaku's capability.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna take care of that battle.
Okay.
Stay alive
The
until we
two
get back.
defending targets that you have to make sure that stay alive should be two Zaku 2 F types. They're pretty well just going to stay out of the way of a lot of things, and even then, unless they get hit by a barrage of the missiles from Salamis, you should be absolutely fine for it. So don't even bother with protecting them. Just take these guys out in whatever way you can manage. Those damn missiles, they hound me everywhere I go. Yeah, and see, even the F-types actually be able to do
your
something.
last day of class will be real combat.
Thing about it, though, is that even though I know that there were pilots who use the Saberfish in the public and managed to take out mobile suits, this game just does not do a good job of showing that off with the AI. I mean, you will get wrecked if you're flying one of these things. Especially if you're going up against a very heavily armored mobile suit or something with good tracking.
Slow.
Again, just try and pad your skill a little bit by taking out the support aircraft that show up. Unfortunately, we can't keep the Salamis from moving like we could in Musai, so just keep that in mind.
Attacking!
Now don't get too
Oh
far.
my god, these
Watch
recruits
how
sound
we
so
fight.
green. Surprisingly, the Black Tri-Stars kind of come off as a competent instructor team. Well, they demonstrate combat really well. They don't seem to be too bored with it, I suppose. Alright, finally our Magellan class shows up. Let's just take out a few more aircraft here. I wouldn't even bother using the sub-weapon on these aircraft. It's just almost too difficult to hit them with it because it's too slow moving. Unless you're right on top of them. Let's go say hello to our little Magellan friend. Now, if you target some of these larger turrets manually in fire, you should be able to destroy them. But it's a little difficult to do it with a lock-on for some of these strange idiotic reason. I think the hitboxes are a little screwed up for the Zaku 2 cannon and the Zaku 1 cannon.
Here's one.
There we go.
Amazing.
I love how all the turrets just
Everyone
pop
all right?
off. Anyways, at the end of that fight, you should be almost done.
Aren't bad. If you fight with us again, maybe paint your unit black. We can change our name and be called the Black Quad Stars.
That was entirely not funny. I don't know why you
At
found
one
that so
time, the
humorous.
Zeon mobile suits boasted total space supremacy. Earth Federation battleships and fighters were no match for the enemy mobile suits, and space was under Zeon control. However, V Project, the Earth Federation's own mobile suit development program, was well on its way to catching up.
Now, something I always wondered about that whole thing is that they were getting their asses kicked, the Federation was, by Zeon's mobile suit forces. Why you never really see a whole lot of captured
The war in
Zeon mobile
space is
suits
at a
put into
stalemate,
use?
And the Zaku 2F is becoming seriously outdated. Its successor, a high-mobility type Zaku, is developed with the revered TriStars first in line to receive the new units. But the Federation is also developing a new mobile suit, and the TriStars soon find themselves involved in battle wars.
Alright, now we get to use one of my favorite Zaku types. However, it does remind me remind me of something that may have been built using Gary's mod. And by that I mean let's attach a shit ton of paint can thrusters to it and make it go faster. It almost looks like a prototype because it looks like it'll fall apart or blow us up at any given moment just by turning the key. It is actually really fast compared to, well, the Zaku 2F, but I guess it's okay. It just really seems to be taking a picture or a page out of the Dom's book at this point. Just ginormicon feet, legs, and yeah. You're gonna be armed with a standard bazooka shell type weapon, which is pretty well gonna devastate everything else.
Suits can do.
Oh, these suits are perfect for us.
Yeah, nobody can survive our specialized jet stream attack.
Oh god, not the jet stream attack. I don't even want to hear about it.
Black mobile suits.
For those who don't know what the jet stream attack is, that was when the three black TriStars here would attempt to, one after the other, assault whatever mobile suit or fighter aircraft they were going up against and confuse them by, well, attacking in a single line. Send people confuse their numbers by attacking in a single line. I don't know why that line from Star Wars came back to. So, for the most part, we're going to be fighting a bunch of Saberfish and public units, along with Solomons that'll come in and out of nowhere just to die. They're just basically coming here to die. This is where the Federation sends all of its pilots to die, just against the mobile suits.
They're still coming at us?
They do make it a tricky business trying to hit some of them, though. Especially with that spam attack. Now, surprisingly, despite the fact that the shield of the Zaku 2 is in a really awkward place on its shoulder there, not even facing the enemy correctly, it will actually take quite a bit of damage before it goes up in flames, basically. So don't discount that out. Again, I'm not sure about the whole shield mechanic. I think it must be a percentage based to actually defend, because I don't think I've ever managed to use it completely before my health is touched. Anyways, eventually we get to fight the original gym. It's kind of annoying because they come in about teams of 3 or so, but they tend to miss a whole lot. And with those nice bright pink shots, we can see where they're going to shoot at. So dodge it accordingly.
The TriStars are nothing.
I'm hit.
Man, these rookies on both sides sound green. Come on, you guys can't defeat me. Not in a Zaku 2 high mobility. Come on. Basically, you're just going to be about 3 hitting these mobile suits. Once for the armor, twice for the shield, and the final time to blow it up. So enjoy and just take out your frustration on the gym, which well, it's always a good time. It's a spa treatment, actually. Beat up the gym. Now, this is the last mission for the Black TriStars. There are 2 really short Ace Pilot modes, and I'm going to actually be covering both of them in this episode here. I figured it would go along pretty good together, just because they're so friggin' short. Now, this would be the first one here, and the next one is going to be, well, I think one of the first features in America that it's had for a video game. I'm not sure about that. I have to look.
Let's head back.
Alright, after you've destroyed
enemy
your
may
fill of
have mobile
gems,
suits
you
too,
will have
but
completed
they
the
are
mission.
nothing special.
Congratulations.
That's for sure. Maybe the white one isn't such hot stuff either.
Right.
The Black TriStars kept winning one battle after another, and were said to be as effective as an entire division of regular troops.
Alright, here's their jet stream attack. And by jet stream, they mean they just
Rear
team
Admiral
up and
Cassilia,
gang kill.
impressed with the Black TriStars' merits, dispatched them to Earth to aid Makuve
Holy
in
crap.
protecting the Odessa base.
Those suits are not even close to flattering. How do they fit into their freaking pilot seats? Jeez.
While fighting the white base crew in Odessa, the Black TriStars meet their final destiny.
We just about had that marble suit.
One can only
that
hope that the
that
spirits
accent.
of these brave and noble warriors are rewarded with eternal happiness as they drift forever in space.
I like how it explodes right here. Legs, limbs, everywhere. Just poof. Alright, S-Rank. I don't know why it shows us flying 3 Dom units, considering that, well, we only had the ground-type Dom at that point when they died. Anyways, on to the next Ace Pilot mode. We're going to be piloting as Yu Kajima in his battles with the exam system. Now, Yu Kajima is from a Gundam side story, which was a trilogy of, I think it was Sega Saturn games, 96 or 97, I think it was released, one of those two.
The artificial new type combat system exam was developed by the Xeon defector Professor Klust. Federation pilot Yu Kajima and Xeon pilot Nimbus Starzen have their experimental mobile suits taken from them. The Jim Blue Destiny and the Ifrit Custom were both equipped with the exam system. But Nimbus kills the Xeon traitor Klust, and after stealing the Federation's Blue Destiny Unit 2, he escapes to space. Piloting the remaining Unit 3, Yu pursues him into space.
Alright, well, we're missing part of the story here. Actually, the Unit 1 was a completely blue gym. It was a custom ground gym, and it would go psychotic at the drop of a hat kind of thing. Thanks, Zero System. But now we're actually into the latter half of the entire story, where we get to pilot the Blue Destiny Unit 3 versus the Unit 2. So if you've ever wondered what it would look like to see a ground Gundam in space, or a space version of it, well, look at Unit 3 here. Is basically the closest you're ever going to get to that.
Ball is no match for a mobile suit, you. Summoner and I will guard the ship.
Roger.
Alright, so this first mission is kind of straightforward. Defend that shuttle. However, I kind of forgot about this for the first portion of the mission, and the shuttle got its ass handed to him almost. I do like the design for Unit 3 and Unit 2. They're not too bad at all.
Exam machine? Yeah, you should do it.
Makes it sound like it's just a test machine here for, like, actually graduating pilot school. Anyways, we're gonna have to go up against a shit ton of mobile suits. Take them out at your own discretion, but make sure you take them all out. Now, the shuttle does have a ball escort, but, well, as you can hear from the conversations that the game's having with us, it's, well, useless. So, feel free to defend the shuttle, unlike I'm doing here. Now, a couple different things about Unit 3. Unit 3 has a decent thrust gauge. It's got a standard beam rifle that doesn't really do a whole hell of a lot. It's got a sub-Vulcan, and you'll be pretty good for it. But what's very unique about Unit 3 and Unit 2 specifically is that their special gauges can be used to activate the exam system. Now, I didn't want to activate it for the first mission here, but I accidentally did it trying to switch targets. I just absolutely hated myself for doing that. And you'll see here in a moment, because it does something unique to your your suit. The thrust gauge turns bright freaking red, and you have unlimited thrust. I think you do slightly more damage, and the color of your eyes turns to a red color. Basically, you've gotten pissed off. They done goofed, and you need to make sure they paid for it. Now, that cutscene at the beginning, or that little slideshow clip, showed a young lady in the middle. That is actually the new type, I believe her Marion Welch, we'll go with. The exam system, which allows normal base pilots to have the same capabilities as new types, or very, very close to it, was, I don't know if it was like her soul that was trapped. Yeah. Trapped inside of that thing. So that's who she is, and that's she's in the exam system of all 3 units, I believe.
Starting the exam system.
She kind of see, there's the exam system right there. She kind of tries to talk to Kajima a couple of times to have her to destroy the exam unit so her soul can be free, that kind of thing. Anyways, it was a waste to activate that system.
The extraordinary battle of those who were involved with the exam will never be recorded nor made public. To discern the truth about it and learn what actually occurred, one will have to go to the place where the exam originated.
Yeah, I got an A rank for that. Oh well, I'm not too
The
disappointing for
birthplace
it.
of the exam system is the secret Xeon laboratory located amongst the ruins of Side 5. The insane combat system called Exam was discovered by accident as a result of experiments on a female new type test subject. But this sad chapter is nearing its end as the two blue units prepare to battle each other.
Alright, well now we get introduced to Nimbus Schrarzan or Stratos or whatever. I don't know who his name is. He is known as the Paladin of Xeon in the games, I believe, and he would pilot the MS-08 TX Ifrit custom mobile suit. That would be at the same time that we were piloting the Blue Destiny Unit 1. However, that unit, along with the gem, are destroyed and or damaged. So Nimbus decides he steals Unit 2 and takes off the side 4 or so, where you had it customized, I think. Anyways, we get to fight Nimbus here in kind of a one-on-one battle. Now, off the bat, you're going to have both exam systems running.
Operation. Get it under control before the limiter kicks in. You, be careful.
So, a couple of things about combat in this style. We do have a time limit here. We don't want to go over that time limit, so really shouldn't have too much trouble. Hitting him from long distance is a pain in the ass. He likes to barrel dodge a lot.
who is the true chosen.
So make sure to come up nice and close to him and just slash him 3 times and dodge away and then rinse repeat. He's honestly not that tough, especially with the exam system and its unlimited thrust. Okay, come on. Now, as he just said, the new type who was trapped in there, she was actually from the Flanagan Institute, if folks are familiar with that institution in the Universal Century era. The guy who actually did create the exam system was a bit of a xenophobe, Professor Moses, I think, and ended up trying to shut Marion's soul within the exam system, causing it to leave her body, I think, in a coma-like state. I don't think she physically died. I'm pretty sure that's what drove everybody nuts, is listening to her. Maybe that's what the Zero system was kind of based off, or I don't know, 97? Could have been the other way around.
Don't you know I'm the chosen one of the exam? You can't beat me, you little punk! I'm not gonna die alone, because you're coming with me! No, Nimbus!
Get out of there, you! Move it!
She would be annoying as an operator. Poof.
There's someone calling you.
December 31st, Universal Century 0079. Miraculously, Yu Kajima returns safely from the Battle of Space Fortress Abawaku. What happened to the Blue Destiny in the exam system? It's quite likely that no one will ever know the whole story.
Now, we never really know if destroying all of the units of the Blue Destiny actually wakes up Marion from her comatose state. I think it's hinted at in one of the G Generation games, but unknown for it. Also, kind of a neat little thing, it is actually revealed, and I'm not sure if it's in a side story or something like that, but one of the Jagan pilots for Shard's counterattack is actually Yu Kajima. Now, it's never brought up in the movies at all, so don't bother trying to look for it, but it is there. So that's about it. When we come back, we'll start with our next ace pilot, Johnny Ryden. Until then, folks, see you later.